Hello and welcome. Today I am going to let you know about the first and the foremost dancer of Hyderabad who moved away to make films. That was the silent era. There was no language. I call it Indian film because it was totally silent. Only some captions were put in English occasionally. Many of the Hyderabadis think that Mr. P. Jairaj was the first Indian actor from Hyderabad Deccan to migrate to Bombay and act in silent films in the year 1930. But that is not true. Miss Rampyari, as she was called, she was also known as Rampyari Bai, was the first dancer to enter the films during the silent era. By the time Mr. P. Jairaj entered silent movies, Rampyari had already made 15 movies. So you can think how senior she was. Rampyari belongs to the family of the famous courtesans of Golconda, the Premamati and Taramati. After the fall of Golconda, there was a panic among the courtesans. The presence of Aurangzeb forces, they were afraid of them. They got scattered to several places in the city, outskirts of the city. Some went to Hayatnagar, Ibrahim Pet, Madanna Pet, Champa Pet. These were all tiny villages in those days, and they took shelter there. For a long time, they had no job. There was no question of acting, dancing, or singing because nobody was there to encourage them. Some of them migrated even to the Madras presidency. Rampyari Bai family moved over to a place known as Hayat Nagar on the outskirts where they survived. She was born in December 1908, the year in which Hyderabad was struck by the great floods of Musi, which has devastated the city. So, her education was in-home training. She learnt many languages. Her mother tongue was Telugu. Urdu was the state language, so she learnt Urdu. Apart from that, she was also familiar with the many Deccani languages like Marathi, Kannada, and a little bit of Tamil. And she was trained in Bharatnatyam right from the age of 4. By 10, she had considerable knowledge of dancing. At the age of 10, one of her aunt took her to Madras. Madras was the seat of Bharatnatyam in those days. Even today, it is famous for Bharatnatyam. So she took training in Bharatnatyam for 4 years. And she got acclaimed as one of the best dancers of Madras. She started giving performances at many theatres in Madras, and on one occasion, a producer from the Kohinoor Films, Bombay, he happened to witness her dancing. He was very impressed with her dancing, and he invited Miss Rampyari to Bombay, and he said, "We are going to offer you a role of a dancer in a silent movie." So Miss Rampyari moved over to Bombay in the year 1926 at the age of 18. And she acted in her first film, a silent movie called Gunasundari. That was directed by the famous director Chandulal Shah. Miss Gohar was the heroine of the movie, and her dances became so popular, she was given many assignments. Later on, she acted in 20 silent movies in Bombay, one after the other. Some of them have very funny names, such as Wild Woman Silver Cloud, The Gallant, etc., etc. And one more English title movie was Hamlet. These were all silent movies. These movies are so old that they were not archived. We don't get even a single poster of them to see. It is very unfortunate. Later, in the year 1931, when the talkie era started, she changed over to talkie. In the very same year, 1931, she acted in 3 movies: Pak Daman, Ghar Ki Lakshmi, and Laila Majnu. She got many assignments later, and she became very famous as a dancer and an actor. Her dialogue rendering skills were superb, and coupled with her dancing, she was acclaimed one of the best dancers of Bombay in those days. In 1934, the Ranjit movie tone by Chandulal Shah, he made Gunasundari again. The first version of the silent movie was made in talkie. This time, she was given the same role. And it also happened that Sohrab Modi, he started his Minerva movie tone, and in the year 1935, he made Hamlet. And she enrolled Miss Rampyari along with Naseem Banu as the heroine. Alongside of Naseem Banu, she acted as a dancer and a supporting actress. The film was a huge success, so much so that the famous director Devaki Bose, he invited her to Calcutta for the movie Sunera Sansar. That movie was again a very big hit. And next year, she happened to work again with Devaki Bose in film Vidyapathi. That was released in the year 1937. That was a very big hit. So later on, she worked in some of the Tamil movies. We don't get an exact record of those movies, but she acted in, it is believed she acted in some Kannada movies also. We don't have an entire repertory of her movies, but by the year 1940, one of her last movies was produced and directed by A.R. Kardar, Milap, 1942. I wrote a great deal about her in my book, Music and Arts in Hyderabad Deccan. I have given about 20 movies of the silent era and about a dozen movies of the talkie era. Those who have read that book, they can better understand. I was unable to place many of the posters, some of the images, even the photographs of Miss Rampyari. So I am presenting this video so the people can get a better idea of who Rampyari was. Later on, she got married and settled down and quit acting. So that was all about Miss Rampyari, the first dancer to migrate to Bombay in 1926. So friends, have a nice day. If you have any queries, please leave a comment and I will get back to you. Thank you so much. One thing I want to say, some of the images are so rare and it was very difficult for me to get them. One of my good friend, Mr. Rashid Ashraf of Karachi, Pakistan, was very kind enough to spare some of the photographs. Whatever collection he had, he has given me. So it is a very rare feat. So enjoy and let me know how you feel about Rampyari. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.